Okay, so the last shape that we're going to talk about in chapter 11, I'm sorry, no, this is the last shape we're going to find the surface and lateral areas of, is a cone. So, as for the vocabulary, all of the terminology is the same for all the other shapes that we've dealt with. You have a base in a cone. The base is a circle. The altitude goes from the vertex to the middle of the base. The line segment that goes, now you notice because the base is a circle, we don't call that the apothem anymore. Now it's a line segment that goes from the center of the circle to the edge. We call it a radius, which is why it's letter R. The slant height is the same. The slant height is what goes from on the outside of the cone I put the formulas for lateral and surface areas on the board. The lateral area is pi times the radius times the slant height. The surface area, as you might imagine, is the lateral area plus the area of the base. I like cones. I can actually draw them. How to find the surface area. First thing we want to do, what do you think the first thing we want to do is? Even before we do that. Let's write the formula down. The surface area is the lateral area plus the area of the base. So the lateral area is what? What's the formula for the lateral area? Pi RL, and the area of the base? Pi R squared. Micaiah, why is it a good idea to write down the formula? Why did I bother doing that? Exactly. Now you know exactly what numbers you need to plug in. It takes all the guesswork out of doing the problem. So, what is the radius? 15. So I have pi times 15. What's the lateral? What's the slant height? 25. And then pi times the radius, 15 squared. Now all I have to do is plug those numbers into my calculator. What could be easier? I do 15 times 25. I get 375 pi. Remember, the question does A in terms of pi, so we don't even have to figure out what pi is. 15 squared is 225 pi. Add these two together, we get 600 pi. And then this does. And then the question didn't have the units, but it's centimeters squared. It could just be 9 10. What? Absolutely. What? So you have, the book says this is a filter funnel. It's kind of like a martini glass to me. So here what we're told is the diameter is 80 millimeters and the altitude is 45 millimeters. Okay, we want to find the lateral area. Again, what's the first thing we should write down? The formula, which is pi times r times L. Okay, unfortunately we don't have any direct information here, but yes. Nothing? Okay. The radius is, how do we find the radius? Cut the diameter in half. So if the diameter is 80, that means our radius is 40. Now, we want to find the slant height. What's the problem? We don't know the slant height. But what do we know? How? The Pythagorean, Pythagorean theorem.
Wait, so we
Yes, Jack.
So we use the
Pythagorean theorem, yes.
Pythagorean to find
Fine. Here's my triangle. Here's my triangle. There's my right triangle. This side is 40, this side is 45, and here's C. So you find the L, so the slant height is equal to 40 squared plus 45 squared equals C squared. 40 squared is 1600. 45 squared is 2025 is equal to C squared. Add these together, I get 3625 is equal to C squared. We don't want C squared, we want C is equal to the square root of 3625. Again, do not calculate what this is, because it is only a step along the way. There's no reason to calculate it. All we're going to do is take it and plug it in here. Now, since we want a numerical value. So now we're going to plug in a number for pi. So we're going to do, where's the pi key? There it is, pi times, what was it, 40? 40 times the square root, whoops, you type it in?
I don't know how to do that.
40 times square root of 3625. Hit enter. 7565.96. We want, and then you just round to what whatever it says. 7565.96. 7595.96. Let's say they want the nearest whole number. 7596, and our unit is millimeters squared.
Is that what, the lateral area?
Oh, I think I reversed it. 7565. What's your
7562.
Tricky. 7565.96.
75.
Which calculator are you using? Doesn't have a pi key, so you use 3.14. So it's going to be off.
Will we have that kind of calculator to do
You, on your test, on your DOC, you will have a scientific calculator, which has a pi key. For test and quizzes, I will let you use these fires. Okay, so your homework is,
I'm just guessing, that's what.
no, I'm sorry, your homework is actually Tuesday's homework. 7:44, 7:45, 4 through 10. We're a day behind. This is going to be tomorrow night's homework. Your homework is 7, I'll write it on the board.